Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Linksy. Today we have a land battle from the Colosseum tournament. We have the Moratori versus VVV, and they are fighting Moratori with Attilas and the Sieging Kingdom versus Galatia and Arveni over here. Quite a heavy force from both sides, heavy infantry, and we're gonna get going. But I have to do a disclaimer first. Please, if you hear any noises in the background, any squeaking sounds, any jumping, thudding, or anything of the sort, that is Simba playing with his toys, and yeah, he's a very active kitten. He's been running around for the past 30 minutes. Anyway, let's get going. So, what's this? This is quite decent land battle. Namatacina formation from the Moratori is very open formation with Galatian infantry and tribal warriors in the front. The Galatian infantry have a decent charge bonus of 32, so they'll be able to get that triggered off. The tribal warriors as well have a good charge bonus. Levy Freemen on the side, supported by Thracian warriors and Thracian nobles in the center, which will be used if any units breaks into this formation. This formation is built so that units break through it, and that would allow these Thracian nobles to rip them to shreds. Thracian warriors have a hidden bonus versus cavalry, so they're hoping to balance this out with that. Now, the main issue I have with this army is they do not really have a counter to the noble horse and heavy horse over there on that side, and more noble horse over here. So there are 5 units of noble horse on the battlefield, and that's going to be really quite difficult to break. With regards to that, Galatia did bring a number of Galatian swords and Galatian legionnaires as its center and flanked, and then it has a big wall of Syrian archers in the middle, which is hoping probably to just pepper down the front lines. On the left flank, they have a huge selection of chosen swordsmen and a couple of Celtic warriors and Oathsworn, whereas on the right flank, they have a very light contingent of freemen. Now, this is going to be a bit of a problem to hold, because these Thracian warriors will rip through all of this rather easily. I mean, the cavalry, if it manages to get a few rear charges, will break the Thracian warriors. So it's glass cannon versus cavalry and Levy Freemen. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, Gallic Hunters being in the front, moving in the front and getting a few shots out, but no kills as of yet, because tribal warriors do have a ridiculous amount of armor. These horses should be abusing the fact there's quite a bit of a gap and moving into the rear. These are very juicy targets they could be getting, and they should try and get them as fast as possible. Missiles are going forward. Now, the missiles would be rather used on these Thracian nobles who do have 55 armor but 14 melee defense, whereas these guys have 70 melee defense and 95 armor, and they do have quite a bit of shield bonus. As you can see here, 30% of that's shield bonus, whereas this is, I believe, like 20%, 20 is shield bonus. The cavalry is being taunted in, it's running in after the Gallic. Oh, they managed to get frenzy charge into the Gallic Hunters right off the bat. Really good value for money on these Thracian horsemen, getting in on those Gallic Hunters. Heavy horse coming in to try and deal with these Thracian horses, who didn't do that much damage considering it attacked those archers in the rear. The Arveni player is doing really well, keeping his archers there rather than retreating, because they would have suffered even more damage if they retreated. Pila from the Levy Freemen in those heavy horse, doing a lot of damage. These Gallic Hunters with 100 already routing, mostly because of the damage they received. And the Levy Freemen getting a few decent charges in there. Thracian horsemen didn't get that many kills. Over on this side, there is a big engagement with the cavalry charging into the Thracian warriors, and Thracian warriors suffering some damage, but they're gonna get this more support. And if the Thracian warriors manage to get the charge, they do have a charge bonus of 36. These horses are not gonna be doing good over there. There needs to be some missile support to deal with this on this flank. The Thracian horsemen over here are suffering decent losses, and so did these Thracian warriors. Glass cannons, if that flank collapses, the Moratori will be having problems over there. Archers shooting down these Thracians, and beautiful rear charge from this noble horse. No, they stopped last second. Oh, that is a horrible mistake. They should have kept going. They would have killed so many of these guys, and even if the Pila throw was going to come anyway, might as well take it from the front rather from the rear. You lost 10 cavalry there for nothing, and that's going to be quite dangerous. I mean, the trades that are happening right now, it seems it's going in favor of the Moratori. Thracian warriors here getting a lot of kills on these Levy Freemen, and you never really want the light infantry to fight against Thracians over there. This same time over here, these guys are getting slaughtered by the cavalry, cycle charging here and there, and the levy freemen should really be engaging and supporting their cavalry general over there. Instead, they are retreating. The general is not retreating, he is staying in there and is getting ripped to shreds, because now it is completely surrounded from every single side, and the charge from the Thracian warriors and that general unit is dead. It seems over here a Thracian warrior unit has been trickled out by these Gallic hunters, but these Gallic hunters are walking into the levy freemen, and that is, yeah, this is a big mistake from VVV. They're gonna get, yeah, this is why you put your units on guard mode. They just lost so many men there, so many men from those Pilas, and he realized a little bit too late. Finally, the front lines are coming closer. Over here, the general managed to escape by the skin of his teeth. Syrian archers coming in, and they're getting a lot of kills on those Thracian warriors. So the Syrian archers are actually winning the fight over here. If they break these two units, it might give them opportunity to still win on this side of the fight. They broke one unit over there, and the Pila going into those Thracian warriors is going to be important. The cavalry needs to charge into those Thracians, and there is a charge sounded. Counter charges from the Thracians. Thracians, of course, still do a decent amount of damage, but there's nothing that can really stop a cav charge like that. These guys are falling to bits. There's more over here. Archers are shooting into these Thracian warriors, and that is about to break them. The levy freemen charging into these noble horse, and they're getting a few kills. So the Thracian sides and flanks are collapsing in their entirety. The archers are coming back, and they're shooting into these levy freemen, while chosen swords are charging in, following those levy freemen. The archers should really be focusing on those Thracian warriors, because levy freemen will drop rather fast. Cavalry needs to be brought closer, and that would help the assault on this end. They're really picking off the ends without the center engaging, and the center is the strongest part of the Ossidian and Tillus kingdom over there. More charges coming in, and the charges are, I mean, there are losses for the Arverni Galatia, but they're slowly winning. They're making stupid mistakes, like the mistake over here, losing a lot of those missile units. And overall, it seems to be working. These tribal warriors are getting charged in the front by Galatian swords, and it seems the flank is slowly moving in. These levy freemen are getting shot in the rear, and they're gonna get charged. That was brutal. That was legitimately brutal. Heavy horse and missiles coming in. These guys do not really stand a chance. They're breaking, and the charges over here happening. A charge coming in on these Thracian warriors, and these Thracian warriors should be broken with relative ease. Yeah, they're being shattered. They're being surrounded, attacked from every single angle, and they're winning over there. And same over here. The horses are doing beautiful damage. Thracian nobles need to be taken out, because these guys can do damage, and we've seen how much damage they can do. The front lines have engaged over here. It's a bit of a haphazard front line. Thracian warriors charging in. Pila is being thrown at them, though. Not that much damage in the front. Hopefully will, yeah, initially instantly slaughtering 42 kills, 50 kills from a single charge. Yeah, these Galatian legionnaires are getting slaughtered. They're just getting hammered. More Thracian nobles charging in, and that is where you need to be focusing your archer fire. These guys need to be picked off. The flanks are collapsing for the Arverni, sorry, for the Tillus and Stygian kingdom over here. They're losing a lot, but again, they're not focusing on the right units. They're shooting at the tribal warriors when they should be shooting at the Thracian nobles over there. And if those Thracian nobles were shot at, this would have been a much easier and cleaner fight. You need to keep in mind in the levy freemen in the rear. The center line is broken. The Syrian archers are shooting down these Thracian nobles. These Thracian nobles killing that one unit, but now they're getting slaughtered by the missiles, and there's still opportunity for them to bring it back. Currently, Arverni and Galatia are losing, and they're losing mostly because of this really strong charge in the center. These guys are doing damage. Celtic warriors coming in, trying to block the Gallo-Thracian infantry. They're going to hold, but not for long, because they are also fighting Oathsworn and Thracian nobles, so it's going to be quite a disastrous situation over there. These levy freemen are not engaged. Over on this side, the Arverni Oathsworn is coming in, and they're actually winning. So they've won the flanks, but they're not really doing anything about it. they're now shooting at they're still shooting at the tribal warriors, but they didn't kill the Thracian nobles, which have 84 kills over there. These guys are breaking through rather easily through the flanks. They killed one unit over there. More chosen swordsmen being brought up from the rear and trying to help. The Oathsworn over there is going to hold for a while. The archers need to kill those Thracian nobles if they are to win, because if the Thracian nobles die, this is easy GG. Fortunately, these Thracian nobles are being really effective in ripping through the armor. Mercenary flaxmen not really fighting properly, but they are chewing through these levy freemen. They're absolutely chewing through these levy freemen. The levy freemen over there and Syrian archers are beating this side slowly. But again, these 99 damage Thracian nobles are just killing everything in their path. Noble horse running away, and it seems the game is GG with the well, it's not actually GG. The Galicia and Arveni still have a lot. Their center is completely wiped clean. They won the flanks, but they didn't really use the flanks. They didn't use their cavalry hit and run tactics, and they didn't use their missile superiority to kill those Thracian nobles. This could have easily been a victory for them if they did so. Except now their remainder of their units are routing. They don't have a battle line. They're retreating. They're not engaging. They send their missiles in to fight Thracian infantry. It seems it's going to be a clean fight. And oh boy, I forgot to turn this off. Apologies, guys. Notifications from apps. Annoying. Anyway, the units are being cleaned up now. The Thracian infantry is rear charging into the Celtic warriors. That's going to be cleaned up. The Thracian nobles will rip the heavy horse up really easily, and they will do a lot of damage over there. With regards to the other side it's mostly cleaned up. A lot of damage is going to be done to these Oathsworn and to these levy freemen. And yeah, they're moving in, they're charging in, and they're going to rip that to shreds. Yeah, those levy freemen are being killed. This is the last stand, I believe. The last area they have units. And another thing they do have is the fact that they split up the army so fantastically, breaking this through the center. This is where it happened. This unit breaking, not being... I believe I turned it off. Stop biting your tail, sir. Okay, he's biting his tail. And now he's biting my headphones again. And yeah, it seems that all of the fighting is pretty much over. The Oathsworn unit is coming in over here to just clean that up. And yeah, GG for the Morituri. They cleaned this up. For a second it seemed they were losing, especially since they lost both sides of the formation. Over there they lost their flanks, but they managed to pull it off with a really strong push through the middle, through the center. The main mistake for VVV is they didn't use their missiles on the right targets. They were focusing tribal warriors when they should have been focusing on other things. They should have really been trying to attack the you want to join the fight as well, sir? My cat is trained to become an Oathsworn general unit. The Oath Pause general unit. Yes. But yeah, as the cleaning up is happening, might as well tell you guys what's up. So hopefully, I've been saying this for a while, but my tease has just been taking forever. But basically the schedule next week is I might be doing more than one stream per day. I'll do extra streams in the evening rather than at night. So around 6 p.m. I might be start streaming Rome, and then in the evening, at night I'll stream my campaigns, which I also love doing. Also want to ask you guys, do you want to see more Rome 2 battles, or would you also like to see some campaigns and some, fun stuff that way? And tell me what you think about that, because it does make a difference to me, and I want to see what you guys want to see properly. And with that, yeah, I think this is it. Now we'll watch the results, battle results, and then we'll go in. Yeah, and then we'll let you go and replay. So Marshall vs SR, 1,700 kills. He did get a lot of kills on. So let's see. This was sent in by Madrat. Marshall. Oh, come on. All right. So Marshall getting 200 kills on his. Yeah, these guys did a lot of damage. They needed to be focused down quite heavily by missile fire. As you can see, these guys didn't even get kills. His Flaxman got a lot of kills as well, who should not have, really, because you should always focus down Flaxman. They're a really easy target. But this is a rare situation. They were used properly, and they did a lot of damage. But yeah, overall, really good army to fight infantry, which Flix and Stevik brought. Mostly infantry. Madrat, his Thracian infantry doing a lot of damage, and that's not an infantry to be forgotten. Oatsworn as well, and Tribal Warriors doing really well over there, basically wrapping up the game. Flix, on the other hand, his cavalry is doing really well. His general unfortunately got destroyed. His archers, 2 of them, didn't do as much as possible as they could have, whereas this Syrian archers 230 kills. I believe if all of their archers got as many kills, they would have properly used on the right targets rather than tribals and Oatsworn. They would have gotten a lot more kills. Galatian legionaries needed to be in shield formation to try and absorb as much of the impact as possible. And the Galatian swords doing okay, considering, but again, not so much. And Steve, his noble horse getting a bit wrecked. These guys still had a lot of health left. Could have done a bit more. The heavy horse doing well as well. He needed to keep the cavalry closer to his battle lines as he was charging in. Unfortunately, his Gallic hunters were not being used properly as well, and he kind of kept forgetting about them. Whereas his chosen swords were obviously wrecked because he was fighting Thracian nobles. With that, guys, I hope you enjoyed. This has been a battle from the Colosseum tournament. We should have the semi-finals next week. Quarterfinals are being fought as we speak. And with that said, guys, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the content. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you like the content, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.